Okay. Waiting for about the last 20 minutes, or actually a half hour. Sorry, we had technical difficulties. Something wacky was with Zoom, but hopefully you'll be receiving a copy of this class and you'll have it, and then you can use it over and over if you like. So, um, Namaste again. As you know, I'm Rhonda. I'm here at Namaste Studio, and it's just a delight to be back. And even though I can't see you now, it really touches me, opens my own heart to know that I'm with you. So I'd like you to begin your practice on your back. Please come down on your back. Get as comfortable as you can. So you might stretch the legs out long like you're in Shavasana. You can bend the knees. This takes some pressure off the low back. You're also welcome, if you'd like more sensation, to bring the soles of the feet together. Maybe open the knees out wide. So see what might feel good to you. And I forgot to mention that if there's any props that you need, feel free to grab those. If you typically use yoga blocks and don't have any, you might grab a book or a shoebox. If you like to use a strap and don't have that, old tie or a new tie or a scarf can work. So if you need to, feel free to run and grab a prop and then come back down on your mat. Once you find your mat, begin to allow the body to sink into the earth. Notice how the earth holds you here. You are always supported. Begin to scan your body with your mind's eye. Notice how the body feels this morning. What feels alive, what feels a little sleepy. Most of you know that I have two primary careers. I'm a psychologist. I do clinical psych, so psychotherapy, and also teach yoga and meditation. And so at the beginning of this COVID-19 crisis, both of my careers hit walls of new expectations, new ways of being in therapy. I had to begin doing therapy online, which I had resisted for a long time. I just felt that I enjoyed the energy of being in the room with another person. And the same with yoga. How do I teach yoga and record and not have students that I'm touching or interacting with? And so I could feel that resistance rise up on me to stay with your body here, resting on the floor, listening. So this resistance would rise up. And it was one of those moments where I thought, I really have to practice what I preach. I have to approach the way I'm working in a different way. And what I drew on from my philosophy that I know from yoga and from meditation is to come to beginner's mind, to begin to see these new challenges as opportunity, to meet it with a kind of freshness of experience. And that's really helped. It's been a lot of fun and sometimes a lot of challenge to record yoga classes without students in the class. And my therapy practice has thrived. I've got several new clients. Of course, this is a time where anxiety comes up a lot for people, but we've been able to make those connections online. It's worked just fine. So beginner's mind is dropping expectations and preconceived notions and coming to experience with an open mind, an open heart, and really the excitement of a novice. So scanning the body, noticing how the body feels, and seeing as you move through the body, can you bring a kind of freshness, a newness? I know you've lived in your body your entire life, but you've never had this day, this moment before. And then bring your awareness to your breath and feel the breath move in and out of the nose. You don't need to change the breath yet. You just stay with your natural breath, beginning to become familiar with the breath. So just like the body, always have the body, it changes, the cells change all the time, but we begin to get familiar, not pay so much attention to it. Our breath is the same. We breathe from the moment we're born, but you've never breathed the breath that you're breathing right now. So notice how that feels. And you might notice as you pay attention to the breath naturally changes. So you begin to draw the breath out. The breath becomes longer, wider, deeper, fuller until the breath is 2 to 3 times as long as your normal breath. As you inhale, you'll bring breath in through the nose, let it travel all the way down to the bottom of the belly. Fill your belly, mid lungs, upper lungs. And with your exhale, pour breath out through the nose. It will leave upper lungs, mid lungs, finally the belly. You'll gently deflate the belly completely at the end of the exhale and then begin again. Good. So you're riding these waves of breath. Every inhale, brand new, bringing in the freshness of this day. Every exhale, brand new. See it with beginner's eyes. You're paying attention to what is happening right now. Moment has never been exactly like this and will never be exactly like this again. So enjoy the sweet freshness of this breath. And then bring a palm to your heart. Place the other palm on top of your heart. And together, let's set collective intention. So you'll be viewing this probably at your home. And think about all of your yogi friends all around the community, creating intention with you. So here's our intention for our class today. May we all practice with the wonder and joy of beginner's mind. Did we plant the seed? It begins to grow throughout our practice. Now gently bring the knees in towards the chest. Give them a hug. Take a gentle rock side to side. Just feel the low back release. And then coming back to center, a hand on each knee, fingers point forward in the direction of the toes. As you exhale, hug the knees nice and close into the chest. Elbows are bent. With your inhale, elbows straighten, knees press forward. Feel the little arch in the low back. Exhale, knees hug in, spine rounds. Inhale, pressing the knees forward, low back arches. We'll go a few more times. Follow the rhythm of your breath. Now, when we link breath with movement like this, when we do these repetitive movements, it's easy for the mind to wander away. Just see if you can keep your mind really present here in the body with the breath, feeling the newness each time the knees come in, the freshness of the knees pressing forward. The next time the knees come into the chest, leave them there. Wrap both hands around your right knee. Take the sole of the left foot up to the sky. Good. Now, once the left leg lifts, flex the foot. As the foot flexes, we feel a deep stretch through the back of the leg. Point the toe, the stretch now in the front of the leg. Begin to move between the pointing and the flexing. Each movement new. Practicing beginner's mind. Now circle the ankle one direction. See how that feels. You might notice what feels kind of fluid, what feels a little stuck. Circle it the opposite direction. Very nice. Reflex the foot. Keep the leg flexed, or rather the foot flexed, the leg straight. And as you exhale, lower the leg down towards the earth. Inhale, left leg lifts high again. Exhale, left leg lowers. We'll go a few more times. Follow the rhythm of your breath. The next time the leg is high, leave it there. This is our choice point. So paying deep attention to the body, notice how your low back feels. If the low back is cranky today, any problems or challenges with the low back, please bend the left knee, bring the sole of the foot down to the earth. If the low back is fine and you'd like a little greater challenge, keep the foot flexed, bring it all the way down. So you're practicing at home. I'm here in the studio, and I want to give you total permission to take care of yourself. Begin to circle the right knee. So anytime you need to make a modification, you need to back off, or if you're pretty athletic and you'd like to go a little bit deeper, know that you have the opportunity to do that. So there's always this noticing of the body. Now change the direction of your circle. As you circle the right knee, see if you can press the back of the left thigh down towards the mat. So you're not letting your foot flop out to the left, but the leg is very engaged. Good. Still the knee, bring it to center. Once centered, interlace your finger behind the right thigh, flex the right foot, press the thigh forward into your interlaced fingers. If you're at home and you prefer to use a strap, by all means do that. So I really love working with a strap, but I thought I'd teach without it today in case there's a shortage of home straps. So we keep the thigh pressing forward, maintaining the low back curve. And you can just check that low back curve by bringing the hand underneath. Now, it's not so hard for many people to bring the leg closer to the head, but what that does is flatten the low back curve, and a lot of low back dysfunction happens because the low back curve is lost. So maintaining the low back curve, begin to feel the right thigh and hip move forward. Left hip stays grounded, moving back, almost like we're scissoring the legs here. Good. One more round of breath. Notice how that feels. With your next exhale, bend the right knee. Take the left hand on top of the left thigh. Really press the thigh down so we're keeping it firm. With the right hand, guide your right knee to the right. Feel the space through the inner leg line. Keep breathing here. And then as you inhale, stretch the left arm to the left. Maybe lift the head, turn the gaze to the left. Settle in. We come into these familiar postures. You may have done this hundreds of times with me. And we have an opportunity to see, is something new here? Knee comes back to center. Now taking the left hand to the right knee, stretching the right arm out to the right. Begin to bring the right knee to the left, stack right hip over left hip. Feel this deep twist. Take the right arm behind you, stretching it straight back. And then as though you're making a snow angel, swing the arm out to the right. So hopefully you're not watching me. If you are, you see that I'm having trouble with my mic. So you don't need to do any of the things I'm doing around my head. This is actually the first time I've taught yoga with a mic. So again, an opportunity to practice beginner mind. Good. Knee comes back to center. Now wrap your hands around the right knee. Take the left foot up to the sky. And then everybody bends the left knee so the foot comes down to the earth. Place the right ankle just beyond your left knee. Take your right hand to your right knee, press it forward. Now, as the knee presses forward, you feel the low back curve intensify. You might lengthen the tailbone forward a bit, keeping that long, low back curve intact and long. Really bringing this ahimsa, non-harming, into the low back. And then as you inhale, elevate the left foot. See if you can keep the low back curve so we're not bringing the knee so close to the chest that we lose it. But the low back curve stays intact. Knee continues to go forward. And then wrap the hands around the left thigh or onto the left shin. So with the right knee forward, you're pulling the left knee towards you. The low back curve is intact. There's a lot going on here. And then if the eyes have opened to set up the posture, see if you can close them once again. Breathe space into your right hip. Notice what's fresh and new here. And then breathe in that freshness. And as you exhale, notice what arises. Good. One more breath here. Release the mind behind the left thigh. Settle the foot on the mat. Cross right knee over left. For some of you, you might be able to double wrap and stick the foot underneath the calf. If that doesn't work, no problem. You'll just keep it crossed. Interlace your fingers behind your head. As you exhale, crunch in. Now we lose the low back curve. We're really working to deflate the belly completely. Inhale, come on down. Exhale, hugging in. Inhale, coming down. Let's go 3 more times. Full exhale. Inhale to the earth. 2 more times. Elbows stay out wide. Last time. Exhale, come on down. Uncross the leg. Reach the right hand for the outside edge of the right foot. Tug the right knee down towards the armpit. You might stay here in this half a happy baby, or if you'd like to deepen the stretch, lengthen the left leg, flex the left foot, press the back of the thigh down. Feel how the lower back curve stays intact. Good, beautiful. Really nice. And then releasing the bind. Both knees hug into the chest. Little rock side to side. Massaging the low back. And find stillness and center. Wrap both hands around left knee. Sole of the right foot up to the sky. Flex the foot. Point the toes. Move between the pointing and the flexing a few more times. And circle the ankle one direction. Circle it the opposite direction. Reflex the foot. Feel the length through the back of the leg. As you exhale, right leg to the earth. Your inhale lifts it high again. Exhale, come on down. A few more times, follow the rhythm of your breath. Inhaling the newness of this day. Exhaling, just letting go of anything that blocks your openness to what's here right now. The next time the leg is high, leave it there. Here's our choice point. Low back problems, foot comes down. Low back, fine. Leg might lengthen out. Foot is flexed, back of the leg presses down. Begin to create circles with the left knee now. We really feel the thigh bone move through the hip sockets. We begin to get the idea that there's more space in the body. Change the direction of the circle. So open-heartedly, open-minded, noticing what arises as the knee moves. Still the knee in center. Interlace the fingers behind the thigh. Lift the sole of the left foot up to the sky. Flex the left foot. Bring awareness to the right leg. If it's straight, press the back of the thigh down. Foot stays flexed. Remember, as we flex the feet, we're lengthening the hamstring. We're lengthening the back of the leg. Thigh bone presses forward into the interlaced fingers. The interlaced fingers are strong. And the breath is strong, feeling the richness of the breath as it moves through you. So many of you know I've been teaching this Better Backs class for many years, probably almost 15 years. And it took me some time to find this opening sequence that I really like. Good. And then bring a bend into the left knee. Place the right hand on top of the right hip with the left hand. Guide the left knee to the left. If the leg is straight on the right side, make sure it's flexed and the leg presses down, and then notice the sensation through the inner left leg. So I like this sequence because we spend so much time opening up the low back, the hips, the hamstrings. There's a freedom that occurs through the spine. Good. Keeping the breath strong. With your next inhale, knee comes back to center, right hand to left knee. Guide the left knee to the right. Take the left arm behind you, stretch the fingertips back as you press the left sit bone forward. And then just like you're making a snow angel, I said a slow angel. That must be what we do in spring. Yeah, the arm extends out, the shoulder presses down. You get lots of length there. Nice. And then come on back to center. Wrap the hand around the left knee once again. Take the sole of the right foot up to the sky. Everybody bends the right knee, left ankle just beyond right knee. Really press that knee forward. So sometimes we skip this step of creating a little more space through the hip and accentuating that low back curve. Do a little bit of disservice to the low back then. Make sure the left foot's flexed. So I can even feel myself sometimes release that flex. We want to keep that really strong. Knee presses forward. You can keep your hand there or release it. Wrapping the hands around the back of the right thigh. Low back curve intact and breath is strong. You know, one of the things that I have found to appreciate about this attitude of beginner's mind is that it really enhances relationships. So, like many of you, I'm at home with my husband, and he's a great quarantine partner, but we're together a lot. And I know, I know his habits. He knows my quirks. So I decided too, instead of getting irritated at things that might typically irritate me, that I would try and see him with kind of fresh perspective, releasing the bind. Allow the left knee to cross over the right. Again, you might double wrap or just keep the legs crossed. See what works for you. Interlace the fingers behind the head, elbows out wide. And as you exhale, crunch it in. Inhale, open up. Exhale, crunching in. Good. 3 more times. Follow the rhythm of your breath. Most important, deflate the belly completely at the end of the exhale. So the breath really in this dance of breath and movement is the leading partner. Good. The body follows the breath. After you finish that 5th crunch, 3rd time on your own, uncross the legs, Reach the hand, the left hand for the outside edge of the left foot, half a happy baby. Knee may stay bent, or you might deepen the stretch. Flexing the foot, pressing the back of the thigh down. Breath nice and strong here. Now I know I can't really see you, but in my imagination, you guys look awesome. And then let's come to full happy baby. We've done a lot of work with the hips, so we can enjoy this. You can even take a little rock. Good. I once had a yoga teacher tell me that yoga teachers have people do happy baby for the amusement of the teacher. But it feels good even when I'm doing it by myself. Great. Release the vine, hug the knees in, give yourself a big hug, you earned it. Roll over to your favorite side, lift yourself up. I just kicked my water over. It's okay. So maybe like me, you've just created a puddle in your house. We're moving into table here. Actually, I think what I'm going to do is use, this is a yoga blanket I brought from my house. I'll just use it to wipe up the water. Thanks. Thanks, Ken. See, I bet you don't have this in your home, someone who comes and wipes up your mess. Thank you very much. Okay, so right, this is Ken. So let's set up for table. You bring the creases of the wrist underneath the shoulders, fingers spread nice and wide, wrists are parallel to the top edge of the mat. Now, the middle of the wrist should line up with the outside edge of the shoulder, which was a very helpful alignment cue for me when I, even after doing table for many years, knees right underneath the hips. Good. So feel the strength here. The eyes of the elbows go forward at 45 degrees. Feel the low back curve, a little tuck of the tail, and this is our table. And even though you might have done table a zillion times, notice how it feels to do it now. Let's take this into cow posture. Sit bones lift, belly drops, gaze goes up. This is our cow. Exhale, tuck the tail, lift the spine, round in like a Halloween cat, gaze towards the heart. Inhale back into cow. Exhale into cat. A few more times here. Follow the rhythm of your breath. Good. Finish up with a cat. Come back to your neutral spine. Once you find your neutral spine, walk the knees back about 3 inches. So 2 or 3 inches. Give yourself a little more length. Curl the toes under. Try and keep the knees bent to start out with. Press the hands down and forward. Finger pads really clawing into the mat. Lift up through the inner armpits. Get long, long, long through the back of the body. And then begin to straighten the legs. Now, if you find that you're losing that low back curve as the legs straighten, rebend the knees. So much more important here. We've done lots of work already on the hamstrings. Much more important that we find some length and space through the back. Good. Take your dog for a walk. Press one heel down, opposite knee bends. We'll take it to the other side. Good. Enjoying the journey here. Each time we press a heel down, there's a new sensation that arises. Okay, let's press both heels in the direction of the earth now. Base of the shins press back, armpits lift a little bit. We're long through the back. Good. Inhale up onto the balls of the feet. Exhale, knees to the mat. Come into table once again. From table, So you might need to make little adjustments, getting wrist under shoulders, knees under hips. Extend the right leg behind you, pressing the ball of the foot into the mat. Pull back through the heel. Firm through the belly as you exhale. Wrap the muscles around the bone so that the leg is very strong and stable. Take the leg the same height as the hip. Keep the foot flexed, toes pointing down towards the earth. Good, breath stays strong. With your next exhale, cross right leg over left. Bring the ball of the foot to the floor outside the mat. Take the gaze over the shoulder. You might take a peek at your heel here. Good. So we have this nice deep stretch through the right side. Now, unflex the foot. Press the back of the leg down. Zen master Suzuki said, in beginner's mind, there are many possibilities. In the expert's mind, there are few. What's possible for you here now? Inhale, come back to center. Leg extends behind you once again. Foot is flexed. Bend the knee. Lift the sole of the foot high. Feel the engagement through the buttocks, through the hips, through the thigh. And then exhale. Knee comes down to the earth. Extend the left leg behind you now, pressing the ball of the foot down. Breath stays strong and steady. As the muscles really hug to the bone, you're doing a lot to protect your joints. So this muscular engagement, very helpful. We often think about yoga as stretching, but we're also really engaging muscles and noticing today with beginner's mind. How's that feel? Elevate the leg. Keep the breath steady. So we actually feel the left hip drop a little bit as the right hip lifts. And then cross leg, left leg over right, ball of the foot to the floor. Big stretch all through the left side of the body as you gaze towards the right or the left toes on the right side. Good. Foot presses it down. So now the toenail side of the foot is pressing down. We're lengthening the front of the leg. Inhale, come back to center. Leg extends behind you once again. Flex the foot, press the sole of the foot up high. Knee lifts up, good. Feel the work through the hip. And as you exhale, knee down to the earth. Big toes together. Knees fan out as wide as the mat. Hips sink back to the heel. Head rests. Come into child's pose. Some of you may be familiar with Rachel Carson. She's a really wonderful naturalist. She wrote, "A child's world is fresh and new and beautiful, full of wonder and excitement. It is our misfortune that for most of us, that clear-eyed vision, that true instinct for what is beautiful and awe-inspiring is dimmed and even lost before we reach adulthood. If I had influence with the good fairy who's supposed to preside over all children, I should ask that her gift to each child in the world be a sense of wonder, so indestructible that it would last throughout their life." So what a pleasure to think about keeping this childlike wonder as we rest in child's pose. With your next inhale, draw yourself back up to table. A little bit of care, a little bit of time to set your table up correctly. And then once again, knees walk back, toes curl under. Keeping a deep bend in the knees, make your way to down dog. Good. Enjoy this long, deep stretch. Straighten the legs, long here. With your inhale, up onto the balls of the feet, and then walk, step, or float your feet to the top of the mat. Come into our Uttanasana, our standing forward fold. So double check. Feet about hip width apart, parallel. It's nice to have at least a little bend in the knees. So you want to keep your knees stacked right over your ankles. Oftentimes I'll see people overextend through the knees. Not so good for the attachment of the hamstring. So knees stay over ankles. Good. Let's inhale, halfway up. Here we are, seeing with fresh childlike eyes. Exhale, folding in, bowing to our own open heart. Inhale, see with fresh eyes as you peek forward. Exhale, bowing in. Last time, inhale, halfway up. Exhale, folding in. This time, fingers wrap around the ankles, deep bend into the knees, hips drop down low. Feel the work through the hips. Begin to slide the hands up the back of the legs, come all the way up to standing. So I always like when we have that fresh new orientation to the earth. As you come forward, we'll work our way into mountain posture. So take a peek at the feet, make sure they're hip width apart, parallel. Lift your toes, spread them. Really feel that baby toe engage and work. Press down through all four corners of the feet and then press the toes down to the earth. We keep the knees stacked over the ankles, hips over knees, shoulders up, back, down, heart forward, palms face forward. Crown of the head lifts high, close your eyes. So this is Tadasana, mountain posture. I think it's a beautiful remembrance, no matter how many times I practice or how many times I'm in mountain, that there is a mountain-like aspect of my own being, that there's a part of me that's strong and stable, even when there's difficult emotional weather patterns or difficult challenges. Certainly living in this time of COVID is one of those very difficult weather patterns. But when we find that stability, groundedness within us, we are okay. Inhale, lift the arms up overhead, palm faces palm. Exhale, take the arms down to the sides. Inhale, come on up again. Good. Exhale, take it down. So these are sun breaths. And just like the sun illuminates each day, we can feel the movement and the breath bring a kind of light, a kind of illumination into our own body. The next time the arms are high, leave them there. And then out to the side, palms to the heart, samastiti. Little pressure into both palms as you feel the heart beat and open. Inhale, arms lift up. As you exhale, bring the right hand to the right hip. Begin to circle the left arm back. We'll do some work with the shoulders. See if the gaze can follow the hand. Good, breath stays deep here. And then left hand to the hip. Right arm lifts up high. Again, gaze following palm. Just nice big circles. So we did quite a bit with the hip, our shoulders. Another very complicated joint that is really helpful for the health of the body to work out. Take the hand here. Good. From here, inhale, arms lift up high. This time taking hold of the left wrist with the right hand. Big inhale up. As you exhale, side bend over to the right. Good. Now, as you come to the right, can you keep the shoulders really over the hips here so you're not swinging way out, and then pressure into the left foot, elongating that left line of energy. Inhale back to center, palms float down to the heart. Open heart, a big part of beginner's mind. Inhale, arms out and up, reach it up, take hold of the wrist now, and then come on over. Good, so we're Side bending here to the left, lots of pressure into the right foot, really grounding and rooting here. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, arms out, palms to heart. Pause. If the eyes have opened, close them. Just take a little bow, bowing into the energy of your own heart. And then hands to the hips. I'm just going to change my positioning for you. Take a step back with the right foot, about 2.5, 3 feet. See that the right toes face the right front corner of your mat. Hopefully your mat's not as wet as mine. We'll take the left arm behind the back, resting right in the small of the back. Inhale, right arm lifts high. As you exhale, pull back through the left hip, forward through the right fingers, scissor the legs together, sweep the arm down towards the earth, doesn't need to hit it. Inhale, halfway up, good. Exhale, come on down. Inhale, all the way up. This time, little back bend as you lift. Keep strong through the hips, so you're really keeping a lot of engagement there. Exhale, all the way down, left hip back, right fingers forward and down. Inhale, halfway, lots of length. Exhale, sweep it down. Inhale, all the way up into a back bend. Good, last time. Exhale, come on down. Inhale, halfway, long through the back. Exhale, sweeping down. Inhale, all the way up. Strong through the hips. Both arms lift up overhead now. Front leg is straight. Little lift in the heart. As you exhale, warrior one variation. Shoulder blades together. Heart moves forward. Knee bends. So you can feel now we're working the upper back. We haven't done too much here yet. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, heart forward, elbows back. Inhale, lifting up one more time. Good. And exhale, palms to heart. Step the right foot forward to meet the left. Take a pause. Notice what's happening in the body. I can feel my own heart beat a little quicker. I'll take the hands to the hips. Step back with the left foot. Turn the left toes so they face the left front corner of the mat. So the foot's forward about 75 degrees. Square the hips. Right hip back, left hip forward. Right arm behind the back. Inhale. Left arm lifts high. Even a little back bend as we start out. Here we go. Right hip back. Left arm forward. Sweep it down towards the earth. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, come on down. Inhale, all the way up. Feel the back bend. 2 more times. Exhale, come on down. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, sweeping down. Inhale, lifting high. Last time. Exhale, down to the earth. Inhale, parallel to earth. Exhale, lowering. Inhale, all the way up. Right arm joins left. Crown of the head is high. Our warrior one variation. Deep bend into the right knee. Elbows back, chest forward. Inhale, lifting high. Let's take it 2 more times. Last time. Good. Really feel the shoulder blades come together. Exhale, palms to heart. Left foot steps up to meet right. Good. Little pause here. Notice what's happening at heart center, really feeling the heartbeat. And then inhale, arms all the way up to the sky. As you exhale, bend the knees, stick your butt back, arch your back, swan dive down. Bend the knees as much as you need to get both hands on the earth. Step your feet back to your down dog. Done a lot of work here. Take it into plank. Remember, you can always lower your knees in plank. So if your knees are elevated, see if you can line up the bottom of your breastbone with your tailbone. So the belly is really firm. If you find the breath is compromised or this just does not have integrity for your body, of course, knees go down. And then with knees up or down, all the way down to lying on your belly. And once you come down, bring your arms down by your sides, turn your palms down. We're getting ready for locust. And since there's a big puddle at the top of my mat, I'm not going to put my head all the way down. Feet are no wider than hip width apart. Take a breath here. With your inhale, lift your legs. Both legs lift. Good. Now, rather than just worrying about lifting, see if you can lengthen, press the crown of the head forward, pull the feet back, feel the back bend here. Exhale, come on down. This time, let's add the arms in our lift. Inhale, legs and arms lift, reaching back. Really feel the shoulders move back, shoulder blades move towards one another. Try not to take the legs too wide. Keep them together, really working through the outside of the hips. Exhale, come on down. This time you can do either one of the locust variations we just did, or you might interlace your fingers behind your hips. So last time for this nice deep back bend, inhale, lifting up, legs lift, maybe arms lift. Maybe you're pulling back with the palms, really feeling the broadness around your chest. And exhale, come on down. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees are bent. Windshield the feet side to side. Yeah, just letting go of any tension in the low back. And then using the strength of your arms, lift yourself up to table. And from table, right back into child's pose. Big toes together, knees fan out wide. Head sinks down to the earth. So when you practice with beginner's mind, you see with fresh eyes and you feel with an open heart. And everything has the possibility of being fresh and new. So what possibility is opening to you here in child's pose? Just see if you can bring awareness to your own experience. We learn to listen to the whispers of the body, the whispers of the heart. And in doing so, we feel a little more deeply, see a little more clearly. Good. Inhale, bring yourself back up to table. Once in table, walk the knees to the left edge of the mat, drop the hips to the right, and come into a seated position. Once seated, if you find the low back is rounding back, or it's uncomfortable, or the knees are up really high, please prop yourself up on a block or a blanket if it's not all wet, whatever you might need. Let's bring the soles of the feet together, coming into our Baddha Konasana. So we'll stretch. We'll bring the soles of the feet together. We'll press the heels, the balls of the feet, and then take your thumbs to the balls of the feet. Give yourself just a little quick foot massage here. So I haven't studied reflexology myself, but I know the balls of the feet are connected to all these really cool organs. So you might be massaging your liver, your spleen, maybe lungs. This is a good time to have good lungs. Good. Now, with the thumbs at the balls of the feet, begin to peel the feet open. You're going to feel a little stretch through the groin. So we've just created a little more stretch. And then imagine that you can lengthen your thigh bones so that the knees really press out. Good, feet together, knees pressing out, thighs nice and long. And then perhaps you might stay there, or perhaps you may choose to fold forward. So as you come forward, Thighs continue to lengthen, knees press out. And then inhale, come on back up. Hands come to the outside edges of the knees, press the knees together. And let's rock back onto our forearms. We did a little bit of abdominal core work at the beginning. We'll do a little bit more. This is our half boat. We'll lift the legs, begin to lower them till you feel that catch through the belly. You'll know that's the right spot. As you exhale, bend the knees, bring both knees towards the left shoulder. Inhale, legs extend out. Exhale, both knees towards right shoulder. Inhale, extend. And just a little bit of work side to side. Again, these repetitive breath linking with movement postures are a really wonderful time to practice that idea of beginner's mind. We could get bored, the mind can wander, or we can decide to really notice what's happening through each movement. So we started with the knees to the left. We'll finish with the knees to the right. Come back to center. Just a little bit more work in the core. As you exhale, tap the right toes down. Inhale, lift the leg. Exhale, left toes. Inhale, lift. Exhale, soles of both feet plant and come all the way down to lying on your back. Good. Once you've landed, knees into the heart. You might pull one knee at a time up. Rock yourself gently. Sometimes it's nice just to let out a sigh and then come back to that beautiful, deep diaphragmatic breath. Exhale, soles of the feet plant, arms by your sides, feet hip width apart. Inhale, pressing into the feet, lift the hips, lift the heart. You might come into robot arms, wiggling the shoulder blades a little deeper under the back, or you might choose to interlace your fingers, really pressing upper arms down. Now, as you come here, heels pull in the direction of the shoulders. Thigh bones extend forward. And the heart moves just a little closer to the chin. Good. Last back bend for today's practice. Try not to let the knees flop out, but keep the thigh bones extending forward as the heels pulled energetically towards you. Exhale, lower the back. Knees into the chest once again. Nice rock. Using your exhale, soles of the feet come to the earth, arms open up into T. Press into the feet, shift the hips over towards the left edge of the mat. Draw the knees into the chest. Allow the knees to fall right. Closed-eyed gaze turns left. You can take your right hand if you like, put it on your hip or your thigh, and deepen into the stretch. Breathing here. Good. Inhale, bring head and knees back to center. Soles of the feet come down onto the earth. You'll shift your hips over towards the right edge of the mat. Draw the knees into the chest. Allow the knees now to fall left. Closed-eyed gaze turns right. Settle in. Inhale, head and knees back to center. Soles of the feet lowered down onto the mat. And just a little shift to the body so that hips and shoulders and feet are all in a line. And then you can keep your knees bent if that feels good. Or if you'd like to come into Supta Baddha Konasana, so bring the soles of the feet together. Let the knees open out wide. If you're almost there, but it's not quite comfortable, you typically use blocks. You can put a block underneath each thigh. But once you find your position, bring a hand to your heart and a hand to your belly and settle in. If the eyes have opened, please close them once again. So any of you who've taken my class know I love the poet Rilke. This is from Rilke. He says, "For there are moments when something new has entered into us, something unknown. Our feelings grow mute in shy perplexity. Everything in us withdraws. A stillness comes, and the new, which no one knows, stands in the midst of it and is silent." So, from the place of stillness and silence within you, from that place that is open to new possibilities, please take your right leg to the right corner of the mat, left leg to the left corner of the mat. Arms down by your sides, palms turn up, arms a little wider than the hips. Gently take your head from side to side. Let go of any tension through the neck. Find the perfect center for your head to rest. This is Shavasana. It's our last long held posture of the practice. Your body is soft, open, receptive. Take rest. Gently begin to bring your awareness back to your body. If you find the breath, excuse me. Whoops. If you find that the breath has grown shallow, you'll deepen it once again. And then invite that breath to bring some movement back to the body. So wiggling fingers and toes, maybe making circles with your ankles and your wrists. Just come on home to your own amazing body. And then stretch the arms back overhead, toes point to the front of the room. Take a big inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth with a sigh. Ah. So this is a deep cleansing breath. We'll go one more time. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, ah, release, let it go. Bring the knees in towards your heart. Give them a hug. Rock yourself gently side to side. And then roll yourself all the way over onto your right side and pause. So here we are in fetal posture. What better posture for beginner's mind? Everything starts anew. So please feel the embrace of the earth and feel the peace and the stillness that you've created in your practice. Know that this is yours. Use the strength now of the left palm to press yourself up. Come to a comfortable cross-legged seat. Once seated, palm to palm comes together at the heart center. Eyes closed, chin bows. We come into Anjali Mudra. Yoga, like life, is enhanced by the practice of beginner's mind. When you see with fresh eyes and you feel with an open heart, everything has the possibility of feeling fresh and new. So we bow with gratitude for ourselves, for each other, and for a practice that helps us open our heart, our mind, and our bodies. The light in me bows and honors that same light in each of you. Namaste. Thank you so much, my friends. Thank you for sharing your beautiful practice with me whenever that practice occurs. And hopefully we will see each other next Sunday. And I wanted to remind you that if Better Backs is your practice and you really enjoy it, that there's other Better Backs at Namaste. So Francesca's teaching on Tuesdays and Stephanie's teaching Better Backs on Fridays. And is there a Wednesday Better Back now? Okay. And eventually there'll be a Wednesday Better Back. So take care of yourselves. I miss you. Stay safe and well, and I'll see you soon. Thank you again. Bye.